The shocking facts about Jungkook's American career were finally revealed, and the effect shook not only the fans, but the entire global entertainment industry. Who would have thought that a young boy from Busan, who used to sit quietly in a corner as a trainee, is now the biggest topic of conversation in the entire American continent? But behind the bright lights of the stage and the hysterical screams of American fans, hidden dark stories, hidden ambitions, and decisions that not even the other BTS members know about. No one expected that this year would be the biggest turning point in Jungkook's career. Everything seems ordinary on the surface: music releases, promotions, grand stages, and ever-soaring streaming numbers. But truly, behind the scenes, something has happened that not only changed the course of the Golden Magne's career, but also reversed the direction of her fate as a Korean idol. What's even more surprising, all this is not the work of HYB. In fact, according to a reliable source who cannot be named, HYB actually tried hard to cover up the real facts. They're afraid of losing the most shining jewel in their kingdom. Because now, the world knows, Jungkook is no longer just part of BTS. He is a great force that can stand alone, even threatening the K-pop industry system that they have built for 2 decades. In an exclusive report we unearthed from inside the US music label, it was revealed that several major record companies, including Columbia Records, Republic Records, and even Interscope, have been hatching secret plans since last year to move Jungkook's career focus entirely to the American market. Not just a promotion or collaboration, but a huge contract with fantastic numbers that no Korean solo artist had even dared to imagine before. And even crazier, Jungkook almost signed an exclusive contract with one of those labels without HYB's knowledge. Yes, you didn't read it wrong. Without the knowledge of his own agency, this plan went quietly, wrapped in an unusually tight secrecy. Even some of Jungkook's longtime managers don't know that during promotions in Los Angeles and New York last year, he secretly attended secret meetings with some of America's top label executives. During one of the meetings, it was reported that Jungkook expressed interest in breaking away from the idol system and wanting to become a true global artist, like Justin Timberlake or even The Weeknd. This statement shocked the label executives. They knew Jungkook was talented, but they had no idea that he harbored so much ambition, and more surprisingly, a deep sense of exhaustion with the idol system that raised in point. One of the big label bigwigs even quoted Jungkook as saying that sounded emotional and honest: "I want to be known as myself, not as a shadow of a group. BTS is my family, but I'm also a human being who wants to pursue my own dreams without having to get permission every time I want to sing from the heart." This sentence makes many people who hear it fall silent. Emotional, firm, and unexpectedly from a figure who has been considered the most obedient and silent. In fact, a New York-based Korean pop culture observer said Jungkook's move was a kind of silent revolution. If this is true, then this is the beginning of a new era where Korean idols are no longer confined to the agency system. Jungkook will be a pioneer of a great movement. And the most painful for conservative fans? Some of the steps taken by Jungkook are now starting to be seen, although they have not been officially announced. When Jungkook released consecutive English-language singles and built close connections with the world's top musicians, many thought it was just an ordinary promotional strategy. But now everything has a deeper context. Songs like 7, 3D, and Standing Next to You weren't just global hits, they were part of a market trial conceived by American labels as a way to prove Jungkook's solo potential. And the result? Astonishing. Not only did it top the Billboard charts, but it also made history as the first Asian artist to stay on the top 40 list for consecutive weeks in the United States. Even more disturbing is the fact that Jungkook's streaming numbers, sales, and social media engagement in America now surpass some mainstream artists like Shawn Mendes, Charlie Puth, and even Justin Bieber in some regions. This makes the music industry producers and entrepreneurs in America vying to offer contracts and collaborations. Some are even willing to change their artist release schedule just to make room for Jungkook's work. Who can argue with this incredible power? But behind all these achievements, there is a tension that cannot be hidden. Several internal sources said HYB felt threatened by Jungkook's independent decision-making. When a system is built to control and regulate, a star's decision to go off that path is a huge blow. HYB himself allegedly began to hold back some of Jungkook's global projects under the pretext of military busyness and focus groups, when in reality, they were worried about losing control over this one artist. The big question began to arise. Will Jungkook really leave BTS officially? Will he join an American label? Is this the beginning of the division that the army has always feared? And what stunned the public the most was when an email leaked from the American label mentioning that Jungkook could potentially become the first Asian artist to be awarded Artist of the Year from the Grammy Awards, if all plans went according to track. This email went viral and made Korean media go wild. Some fans welcomed the news with pride, but not a few were worried. They were afraid of losing Jungkook in the form they had known all along. Not stopping there, one of the sources from Jungkook's family environment revealed that his mother and father were also worried about their son's big steps. We are proud of him, but we're also scared. The entertainment world in America is not the same as in Korea. It's much harder, much more brutal. But he's stubborn. He said, "It's time." This statement contained such deep emotions. It was as if they knew that Jungkook could no longer be stopped. He had started a huge machine that couldn't just be turned off. Meanwhile, Taehyung, one of the BTS members closest to Jungkook, reportedly had a private conversation after hearing news of Jungkook's secret meeting with the American label. But the outcome of the conversation is unknown. But rumors circulated that after the talks, the atmosphere between the two became rather tense. Some fans even suspect a small rift, although it is not openly expressed. Fans began reading their body language while performing together before enlistment and found little clues that suggested a change in mood. We've probably seen Jungkook smiling in front of the camera many times. We are accustomed to his image of calm, obedient, and full of manners. But who would have thought that behind the glare of the studio lights and the glitter of the award displayed on the magnificent stage, there was an inner turmoil that he never fully expressed. Now, as the closely kept secret begins to leak to the surface, the world is witnessing another face of the Golden Magne, the face of a young man who doesn't want to be just an idol, but a legend. Jungkook's stealthy steps while in America turned out to have begun long before the public was aware. During one trip to Los Angeles last year, which was initially only supposed to be for MV shooting and promotion, Jungkook turned out to stay longer than he was supposed to. He disappeared from the public radar for almost a week. And after being traced, he turned out to be in a private mansion that major music labels usually rent to aspiring top artists who were in the process of exploring exclusives. It was there that, according to insider information, an important meeting took place, a meeting that could change the course of K-pop history forever. Jungkook sat at a table with three of America's top music label executives, accompanied by a personal interpreter and an international legal advisor unaffiliated with HYB. Why is this important? Because that means Jungkook has prepared an exit route, the path to his independence as an artist. He began to talk openly about his frustration with the Korean industrial system that was too restrictive, that limited creative freedom, and that made every career decision had to go through a long bureaucratic process.